Good evening, you handsome lot. And it is another wet belt saga. Now this vehicle has come from the Wigan area. It's a 2016 Ford Focus 1 litre EcoBoost. And I think it has covered 71,000 miles. Now it is having, well, it was originally booked in for a wet belt, but it has also got a really bad engine misfire. Can you see? I think the first thing that we need to do is get on the diag and give it a plug in and see what fault codes that we are getting. Now for anybody that's asking what diagnostic tool I'm using the Launch X431 Eurotab 3. Now we have got a couple of faults, tyre pressure, right low beam. It's probably had a bulb failure at some point, but we're not worried about that, we're worried about the PCM. Now we can see that we've got a misfire detected in cylinder 1 and a cylinder 1 injector A circuit error. So we have a little look at some live data. Now I've already read the fault codes, I'm not worried about that. Let's go into read data stream. If we type in injector, select all. Cylinder 1, yes, there's an error there, as you can see. Injector circuit open, no error, no error, no error, no error on the rest of the cylinders. So we have a little look and see what is going on. First things first, have a little visual inspection of the wiring. Make sure that everything's plugged in, all the coil packs. We come to cylinder 1, we've got a chip down there. Perhaps that's causing the misfire. I doubt it. We have a little look down at cylinder 1 injector. Or you might not be able to see it. Let me switch this car off for a minute. Right, that's a little bit better. A little bit more quieter. If we have a little look down at the wiring loom on the injector, we can see a little bit of damage. I reckon if we get our pliers now and just pull the injector off. Hang on, I can't do it with one hand. Right, well I think we have found our open circuit. We've got a wire broke, but I don't know what's happened there. It doesn't look like anything's chewed it. Almost looks like something's been in there and caught it like a screwdriver, or has it been nibbled at? No, it hasn't been nibbled at, has it? I don't think. Perhaps that chip, as it's come through the vents, it's gone bang, and it's it. I doubt it, but it could have been. But anyway, I think what we need to do is go ahead and repair this and see how this engine sounds. Well, I think we are definitely going to be trying a little bit of POV, and I think it's going to work out pretty tidy. But however, we have stripped the wiring back, and it is not green. It looks nice and healthy. I think it's just a clean break. So what we're going to do, we're going to be using these, and these are absolutely phenomenal. Slide it over. Slide it in. A little bit like that. And then we're going to go ahead and get our heat gun and get it soldered and get it repaired. Right, well I've now got my little blowgun, it is all set up. Now don't do these with a naked flame. Always use a heat gun. Now make sure that the wires are in the middle. Put that there a second. That's it. We can go ahead and get this soldered, and hopefully this might just fix the misfire. And if it does, job's good, and we can crack on with the wet belt replacement. A little bit. Like that. With that repair now carried out, I've plugged the injector back in, if we go back around to our live data, we've got now injector 1, no error. Let's back out, read the fault codes. We can clear them fault codes now, a little bit like that. We can jump back in it and let's see if this car starts up. Well, it certainly sounds 10 times better. Let's have a little look. And it definitely is not misfiring. Well, I kind of got interrupted then, but however, it was a good interruption because one of my subscribers, whenever they come locally, they always pop in. But look at this, what they brought in for me. Congratulations on 100,000 followers. Look at that. Little things like that mean more than the world to me. Someone could come here with like £1 million. Would I be happy? No. Little things like that go a long, long way. Well, I think while you're all here watching, I'm just going to give you something to do for the next 10 minutes or so. Should we go ahead and get this wet belt replaced? Now, I've done far too many videos. I'm just going to show you little snippets and just see how bad it is at 71,000 miles. Now, I am draining my oil and my coolant out, and I'm literally just about to go for my lunch as well. While these are draining, let's go and get a butty. Well, I had a right dirty hot chicken and salad back from the butcher's, but I am just having a minute. I'm literally doing a little bit of editing for a video that you lot have already seen Friday night. But yeah, I'm just going to finish this off now, get it put up in the ready to go live at 7:30, and then we're going to crack on with this car. Right, well, like I said a second ago, we're not going to be doing a deep, in-depth video of doing this job. Now, I have gone ahead, got the sump off. All the 4 bolts out of the turbo have come out very, very easy. To be honest, up to now, this job has gone a lot smoother than I thought it would have been. But anyway, we have a little look inside the sump now. There is a little bit of timing belt in there, but not excessive. Not bad for 71,000. Now, it has had a genuine filter come off it. Now, I do always say that these engines, it is all down to servicing. Now, a lot of you have already seen all my videos, and they do vary from low mileage to high mileage. And the better ones are normally the higher mileage that have been well maintained. Right, let's get this engine timed up. You know what? I kind of got carried away. Engine's timed up. I've now removed the timing cover, which is there. I tell you what, I've had to have my little heater today, just by the front of this car. I tell you what, makes a massive difference, just taking the chill off things. But anyway, we've got the timing belt off. And do you know when, at the beginning of the video, when I said, oh, it doesn't look that bad. This belt is quite heavily delaminated. Can you see between the teeth there? And also, look at the state of that. That is on the verge. I think that's on hopes and dreams. Hopes and dreams, that's living on. That's quite bad, that is. Right, let's get all this engine cleaned up. Well, we've done a little bit of cleaning. We put the new belt on. Now, a little bit of preference. Well, a little bit of OCD, really, I think. The writing, I always put in between the camshafts. Always do. Always do. Now, I thought I'd bring you along for an actual pin pull. Pin pull? Pin pull, not a pimple. There we go. That belt is now nicely tensioned up. One timing cover has been left in the office now, and it is nice and warm also with the sealant. Now, for some reason, I have been sent the Ford stuff. Now, if you have a little look at the end, we put a tiny little V in it. I'm going to get it applied. Now, there's no need to go mad. I always put a little bit in these bottom corners. Let me swap hands. It's like making a cake. Oh, the concentration going on my face right now. It always helps when you do warm the sealant up as well, because it comes out the tube a little bit more easier. And don't forget these bits here. There we go. That sealant is now on, and don't forget that new rubber O-ring which goes on the water jacket. What I like to do is just cover it in a little bit of red rubber grease and slot it in, and also put some red rubber grease where that water pump pipe fits, and it should just slide back on nice and easy. You've probably seen my story the last week or so when I did one. I showed a little bit of a tip. If you haven't seen it already, get 2 long bolts. Now with the new timing belt kit, well, if you're changing a water pump, you get new bolts for the water pump in the kit. Cut the heads off the bolts and then wind them back in to the 2 top. So when you slide the cover on, which I will show you right now, that you're not faffing about and you're not getting somebody, oh, just put 2 bolts in here while I hold this cover. It really is simple. And don't forget to let your sealant go off. You can offer it down. You can find the hole there and there. We can slide that cover on now while we guide the water pipe back into the back of the water pump. Now the 2 bolts that you put in the timing cover first are these ones, which is the bottom right and the 4th one up. Get them started first and it will pull it all into place perfectly. We can just grab our 10mm now, whatever it shall be. Where's it? Oh, this is on my torque wrench because I've just torqued the tensioner up. We can get them now. Just snipped up. Pull these 2 bolts out, then we can get the rest of the bolts in and get them torqued up. I'm now at the sump position. Now, remember when I said it didn't look too bad? Always take these out and give them a good clean. When I looked up from there, it looked pretty good. Imagine not taking that off. Eh? Always take it off and give it a little bit of a clean, even the filter as well. Always give that a clean. I hate to think how many of these videos that I've done, right, and people still email me, oh, yeah, Baz, I'm just torquing this crank bolt up and it keeps spinning. I'm going to show you now how I do it, and it never, ever spins. Make sure the little pin is located into the timing cover. Get yourselves a little pry bar. Now go against the block on the ring gear and just prise the flywheel down and make sure that it is on the lock on the back of the engine, and then we can go and just torque a crank bolt up. Right, it's 25 newton meters. Right, that pin in and out perfectly. We shape it up to 70 newton meters. Go back down. 70 newton meters, right? Right, and that pin now pulls in and out perfect. No drama at all. Now let's get the torque multiplier attached. I've done the first stage with the torque wrench, which is 60 newton meters, and that pin in and out perfect, no dramas. Now let's go 5 stages of 90 degrees. 5 stages of 90 degrees have now been done. And the pin slots out nice and easy. You've got to make sure that this flywheel is lined up, hence why I do this stage first before I put the sump on, so I can keep an eye on the flywheel, the marks that you've put. I've got to go ahead and get this sump on. Look at that, sump is looking like brand new. We put the sealant on, even the block is all looking tidy. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes for the sealant to go off, bang it on. Now this car will not be finished tonight because it is 4:25, but at least if we can get the sump on tonight and get it torqued up, put all my tools away, then we can come back in the morning and finish the job off. Job was a good one, I think. Well, we are now into Saturday morning, and I kind of got carried away. I was here at 8 o'clock this morning, bit of peace and quiet. Nothing better than a quiet workshop. But anyway, this car is now fully back together. Got some fresh coolant in it, fresh oil, new oil filter, all the belts have been done, new rocker cover gasket, repaired the loom for the injectors, which we've seen at the beginning of the video. It's now running on 3 cylinders. So I'm going to go ahead and give it its first start. It's got 2 choices, isn't it? It either starts or it doesn't. Now I have already wound the engine over with the coil packs disconnected. Built the oil pressure and fuel pressure. So we should now get on the key, or button should I say, and give it a big start. Well, it's up and running. Got no warning lights on, and it's sounding perfect. It's sounding slightly better than when it come in anyway. And there we have it. And that's it. Car is now off the ramp, job done. Under trays are on, and it is running like a little Singer sewing machine. Now I am concentrating on all my live data, and everything is, well, I'm more than happy with it. I know this video's been a little bit different to what I normally do, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting bored of doing these wet belts now. I've done over 50, well over 50 of them now, and it's just, it's like Groundhog Day. But again, they're not bad job to do once you've done 1 or 2. You get into the gist of it and know which way to go with them and the quickest way for you. But anyway, I'm going to take this car now for a bit of a test drive, make sure that everything is okay, check for leaks, and also whenever you're doing any work with coolant systems, always advise the customer, or if you've had your car at the garage and they haven't reminded you, over the next couple of days your coolant level may drop, and if it does, just top it up with tap water or coolant. It's entirely up to you, providing they've put a good mix of coolant in it. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. It has been a little bit different. I hope you've had a mint weekend, because I'm going to put this out on Sunday as a bit of a Sunday special. But anyway, take it easy, and we will see you next week for sure on some sort of video. Let's get it soon.